Meet Sarah, a 20-year-old Gen Z, whose phone is a portal to TikTok trends and ephemeral stories. And this is David, a 40-year-old millennial whose device hums with work emails and curated Facebook updates. Today, they're stepping into each other's digital shoes. Not just their phones, but their entire online identities. For one full day, Sarah gets David's tech life, and David gets Sarah's. What happens when two generations swap screens, feeds, and digital souls? Welcome to Gen Z and Millennial Swap Tech for a day. If you dare to imagine swapping phones with your parent/child/sibling from another generation, hit like. If you're ready for some serious digital culture shock, subscribe to Gen Shift. 8 a.m. Morning Mayhem, the feed awakening. The experiment begins with the morning scroll, and the first crack in their digital realities appears. David, a man whose phone is a tool, unlocks Sarah's iPhone. The screen is a vibrant, chaotic mosaic of apps and notifications. He opens TikTok, bracing himself. What hits him is not just content, but a sensory assault. A cascade of vertical videos, each with its frantic audio rapid-fire cuts and layers of on-screen text. He feels his brain struggling to find a foothold. What is this? Is this just noise, he murmurs. He's experiencing acute cognitive overload. Cognitive load theory suggests our working memory has a limited capacity for new information. David's brain is being flooded with what psychologists call extraneous load, the mental effort required to process elements that aren't essential to the core message, like the interface, the music, and the comments all at once. He scrolls, but each new video seems to erase the last. This is a powerful form of memory interference where the constant, contextually identical stream of content prevents his brain from forming discrete memories. He's trapped in a perpetual present, consuming without digesting. 11 a.m., midday madness, work, play, and digital fluency. As the workday begins, the digital chasm widens into a canyon. David's phone buzzes with a notification from his work's Outlook app. Sarah opens it and is confronted by a wall of text. So many words. And what's a memo? She asks, genuinely perplexed. She is a native of Slack teams and Discord, where communication is rapid, informal, and often visual. The formal etiquette, the lengthy email chains, the expectation of a delayed asynchronous response, it all feels profoundly inefficient to her. Gen Z has a low tolerance for friction in their tech. They expect workplace tools to be as intuitive as their apps. David's calendar, a rigid grid of back-to-back Zoom meetings, feels like a prison. For her generation, which is more wellness-driven than career-driven and prioritizes flexibility, this structured digital world is a source of stress. David, meanwhile, is trying to navigate Sarah's leisure time. He opens a game on her phone and is immediately asked about a gacha mechanic. He has no idea what it means. He then ventures into one of her Discord servers, a bustling hub of activity for her online gaming friends. The conversation is a blur of inside jokes, custom emojis, and memes so layered with irony he can't decipher their meaning. He feels a deep sense of digital illiteracy. This isn't just about slang, it's about a different cultural language. He tries to find information about a new restaurant, instinctively opening Google before remembering Sarah's briefing. Just search on TikTok. Nearly 40% of Gen Z now prefer using TikTok or Instagram over Google for discovery-based searches, a behavior that feels completely counterintuitive to a millennial who grew up with search engines as the primary gateway to the internet. This clash reveals a fundamental difference in work and information philosophies. Millennials who adapted to technology as it evolved are comfortable with a separation between work tools and personal life. Gen Z expects a seamless integration. They are also far more likely to prioritize entrepreneurial pursuits and self-guided learning over climbing a traditional corporate ladder. The vignette of their day captures this perfectly. Sarah, baffled by a long email chain, almost replies to David's boss with a thumbs-up emoji before catching herself. David, trying to be relatable in the Discord chat, sends a meme from 2012 and is met with a single, devastatingly ironic response, "Okay, boomer." Their day is only half over and the digital culture shock is real. But what do you think is harder, navigating a millennial's boring Facebook or a Gen Z's overwhelming TikTok? Drop A for Team Millennial or a for Team Gen Z in the comments. And what's your wildest "they read my mind" moment from the internet? 3 p.m. Afternoon awkwardness, the performance of self. The afternoon brings the most existential challenge, performing as each other. Sarah is tasked with maintaining David's social presence. She scrolls through his Facebook, a platform that functions as a curated archive of life's major milestones. It's a gallery of his wedding, his promotions, and his home purchase. His identity is a noun, a collection of past accomplishments presented to a fixed audience of family and colleagues. Sarah struggles. Do I just like this baby photo? Or do I write a comment? What's the protocol? Her native digital language is one of ephemeral, in-the-moment authenticity. She's used to Instagram stories that disappear in 24 hours, and TikToks that capture a fleeting mood. On David's Facebook, every action feels permanent and performative in a way that's completely alien to her. The pressure is to present a polished, stable self, a concept that feels restrictive. David faces the opposite problem on Sarah's Instagram. He's meant to post a story. He looks around his office, a coffee cup, his keyboard. Nothing feels worthy of broadcast. He feels the immense pressure of what sociologists call curated authenticity. Sarah's feed is a mix of perfectly imperfect photo dumps, ironic memes, and participation in micro-trends. Her identity is a verb, a fluid, ongoing performance defined by continuous action and cultural engagement. David feels like a bad actor on a stage he doesn't understand. He's also unnerved by the lack of privacy. For his generation, which witnessed the rise of data harvesting, privacy is about precaution and setting firm boundaries. For Gen Z, who have never known a world that wasn't tracking them, privacy is more pragmatic. It's about controlling your narrative, not hiding your data. The seamless blend of Sarah's online and offline life feels like a massive overshare to him. 9 p.m. Evening exhaustion, the digital wind down. As the day ends, both participants are utterly drained, but for opposite reasons. Sarah attempts to unwind using David's tech. He suggests she read a long-form article he saved in his Pocket app, or watch a full episode of a drama on Netflix, without scrolling on her phone at the same time. The experience is jarring. The quiet is deafening. It's so slow, she says, but my brain doesn't hurt. Her brain, habituated to the powerful variable reward schedule of an algorithmic feed, is experiencing a dopamine deficit. This sudden drop in stimulation, a forced dopamine diet, is a phenomenon some Gen Z are voluntarily seeking with dumb phones to reclaim their focus. For Sarah, it's not relaxing. It's a strange, empty peace that feels like boredom. David's wind down is a descent into digital madness. He tries to relax with Sarah's phone. He gets caught in a TikTok rabbit hole, his thumb swiping automatically. Simultaneously, notifications from Discord, Snapchat, and Instagram pour in. He feels a frantic need to keep up, a classic symptom of the fear of missing out, or FOMO, which is a powerful driver of engagement on these platforms. After an hour, he puts the phone down, his head buzzing. He feels a digital hangover. This is the cumulative effect of the cognitive overload and memory interference he's been battling all day. His brain is exhausted from the relentless demand to process switch tasks and absorb information without any downtime. He's experienced the feeling that 71% of Gen Z viewers report being exhausted just from the effort of trying to choose what to watch or engage with next. Their final vignettes are telling. Sarah, free from the endless scroll, finds herself noticing the details of her room, present in the moment for the first time all day. David clutches his head, feeling overstimulated and mentally scattered, lamenting, "I feel like I just ran a marathon while sitting on the couch." Their opposing experiences reveal how technology has fundamentally rewired their concepts of both activity and rest. Conclusion. So what did we learn? This experiment vividly shows that our tech habits aren't just personal choices. They're deeply ingrained generational languages shaped by the digital worlds we were born into. The swap went beyond simple frustration. It exposed a fundamental clash in cognitive processing work philosophies and the very construction of identity. In their final reflections, the contrast was stark. Sarah admitted, using David's tech felt kind of boring, honestly, less stimulation. But my brain didn't feel so tired. It was weirdly peaceful, like my head was finally quiet. David, looking relieved to have his phone back, said, Sarah's phone was thrilling, vibrant, but completely exhausting. The speed, the performance, the amount of personal stuff on there, it felt like a massive privacy invasion. Too much, too fast. This experiment reveals that Gen Z's digital native fluency gives them comfort in chaos, allowing them to navigate complex, high-speed environments with ease. Millennials, in contrast, cherish their carefully constructed boundaries, using technology as a tool to augment rather than become their lives. Both have strengths and both have weaknesses. Understanding this divide isn't about judging, it's about developing empathy and connecting across screens and generations. Imagine if you swapped phones with your parent-child or sibling for a day. What do you think would happen? Would you survive? Share your imagined swap story in the comments, or maybe even try it for an hour. And if you love this digital culture clash, hit like and subscribe to Gen Shift for more fascinating insights into our rapidly evolving tech world.